Everyone for tuning in. My name is Tyra. I'm the media host for Next Media Source, and I have my special guest, Ronald Fields, who is a model here in Atlanta.
Ooh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for finally joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, just a little bit background history, how Ronald and I met. So, you and I met for the first time. It was during the Atlanta Streetwear Fashion Show. Towards the end of 2023. Tell me about how that opportunity came about.
Well, actually, yeah, that one was the first Atlanta Streetwear Market Fashion Show, and I just came back from New York Fashion Week really that month, and I see one of my colleagues that I've done a couple shows with. He posted about Atlanta Streetwear, the fashion show. So I've been to the markets, probably about two or three of them prior to me actually doing that show. So I reached out to him. I was like, "How did you get into the show? Because like I want to walk to them. I've never seen. I didn't see a casting call, and he showed me the address. He's like, "Man, just pull up if you can." I went straight after work, and I didn't know if it was an audition or a fitting or whatever. And I went. They cleared me, like they're good to go. And I don't know how he auditioned for it, but I know that I got in, and that was an amazing show as well.
That's so interesting that you said that, like with your whole process, how it wasn't much of a posting, you just got information about it. One thing I always tell models and people in the entertainment industry, this industry is so last minute. Sometimes it could be like an acting audition and you have like 40 minutes to send in that self tape, or quickly get downtown to go to a fitting, and you just have to roll. So I always tell people, always be ready, stay ready.
Yeah.
Whether it's clothes, shoes, whatever in your car, just be ready.
Yeah, and I'll have, in my car, I'll have like extra pairs of shoes or just stuff for modeling purposes. So I used to tell my mom all the time, stay ready, so you got to get ready, and your best ability is availability. So, it's sometimes who can be there.
Who's ready? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So when did you first start your career in modeling?
I first started I would say my first gig ever was back in 2017. My cousin back in Cleveland, Ohio, named, we call him Birdie, but he had a show, a brand, and he used me as obviously to be one of the models. I was in school at the time in college, so I would come back on the weekends to go to the couple rehearsals. And it was just amazing, just the feel of that, just seeing myself in a different way, and just seeing just the what comes with modeling, and just you kind of tapping into a different side. It was everything I needed. So having that small taste, definitely propelled me to want to try to take it to another level. And during the pandemic, obviously we had a lot of time to figure out what we want to do, or like if we would ever be able to do these things. So I knew I'm like, if I ever got an opportunity, I wanted to try to take it to another level. So I reached out to my cousin in the beginning of 2022 back in Cleveland. She sent me just a couple shows, and after I did that first one, I just started racking them in. And at that point, that's when Ron the model.
Oh, nice.
Came, so.
Nice. So you got the momentum going early, and that was like such a blessing to have that downtime. Some people figured out, okay, this isn't what I want to do, or some people were able to go full force, and that was like the best time to figure out what it is and how to proceed.
And sometimes it's hard to, really. You might know that you want change. You might not know exactly what you want, but at that time, I knew I wanted to get out of my city if I could. I knew I wanted to just model, obviously, but I knew I had all these interests. And I'm like, man, how do I, get these things out? And modeling for me definitely is a stepping stone towards that. And for me, coming up, I wasn't like the high school jock or the one that always had the variety. So now it's kind of like just being comfortable with doing something like that, being in front of people, and having the outlet for everything that you envision yourself. This is just the beginning for me.
So talk to me a little bit about that. You mentioned that your hometown is Cleveland. Is it Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. What was your upbringing like?
It was like Cleveland, Ohio, man. Just now looking back and being in Atlanta now is way different. So, but I have such a high appreciation for it. So for me, the Midwest is really cool. Cleveland, Ohio is like a very kind of throwback city. Blue collar, we work for everything you want to do. So it's like, it's so many talented people that are in different forms of art, or just people that I know personally, but we might not have the opportunity. It can only go so far. And I think that's where you kind of can get in a gray area, or just a little stagnation. So for me, some people would probably assume I jumped in a little too early. Just only modeling for a couple months, and then me saying, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to pack it up and do that. So But Cleveland definitely made me, and there's so many talented people. But obviously, like modeling and fashion, that's not something that's really like pushed or something that you can really see yourself trying to do on a higher scale. So, but we have the same landscape, the same creatives and mindset that all these other major cities do. So I know on my journey, I mentioned Cleveland a lot. And that's, I'm an advocate for that. And even though I moved away, it's like, I'm going to continue to put on for my city and just what it's for me and what it's meant for me.
Right. So it sounds like you've had like a good upbringing. Did you play any sports or anything?
Yeah, I played basketball, baseball, a little bit of like football for like a year or two. But like I always wanted to do more. I always wanted to take it to another level because sports is my passion as well. And just kind of, the timing, I wasn't as tall, I wasn't as in shape as I am now. So, people see me now like, man, what are you? Like, I know you're in football. I was just like, nah, I just work out and stuff. But that's always been a passion for me. But I wasn't like what I wanted to be. I wasn't the best basketball player. And it's probably because I didn't, see myself in that. Sometimes you got to envision it first. Some people have it naturally, and then some people got to like really take themselves serious. And, even that was a learning lesson for me of how I wanted to kind of execute in this chapter of my life.
But that definitely makes you more well-rounded playing sports because you can do so much with that in modeling. It just goes hand in hand. So I always tell people, look at like your skill set and bring that to the forefront. But you said something very interesting. You mentioned that people thought you jumped the gun quickly for modeling, but that's kind of how it happens. Somebody tells you look like a model, or I need a model, and you have the height. That's how it happens. Yeah. So I like how it just goes hand in hand. You don't know until you're in front of that camera. Like some people never envision themselves as photogenic, and then it just takes that one picture, that one photographer, or that one outfit, and it just goes from there.
Viral moment. Yeah. And sometimes, seeing is believing. So sometimes, like I said, envisioning yourself to see something greater, whether you think it's manifesting or just, putting that out into the world. And, for me doing that, I always see myself in that light, but like I said, never really put myself in an opportunity. So it just, even that, learn a lot of lessons from that alone. It's like, man, just put yourself,
out there.
Nothing is bigger but a try. So just see where it can lead. And just in the almost 2 years of doing it, and just a year, not even a year and a half in Atlanta, I've showed myself so much, and it's like liberating. So it almost like, man,
like you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
But you have the look and the height, so it just goes well. It goes well together.
I appreciate it.
Definitely.
It's certain things that people try to get into or reach out to. Put yourself out there, but also, God given abilities and talents and blessings. I am kind of where I'm at, and I want to keep going. And my image has always been a big thing for me. Even when I couldn't really get to that level, puberty and things like that. Timing, God's timing. So I'm glad everything's like coming full circle for me right now.
Definitely. So you leave your hometown. You're here in Atlanta. You're modeling. You're tapping in. You're really seeing that this is a passion for you. What do you like most about Atlanta? What do you normally do?
I love how much things there are to do to get into. I love the support. I love just like seeing like I said, coming up from Cleveland and then just knowing that's all that I know. And then coming to Atlanta, just Southern hospitality is real. People really connecting. I've done a lot of shows on here, but back in October I did the Clark Atlanta Homecoming show.
Oh, nice.
And so for me, coming where I'm from, not going to HBCU, like not even going to that school, and then saying, hey, we can use you, and like people kind of looking up to me and then making those connections, and people support now. Like it's just amazing. It's something that like it's taking everything I thought of, or you could have you can have a thought of what things could be, but like it's like that time span. So like I love all the opportunities out here. I love people supporting. I love people wanting to see you win and everything. It's like I said, it's a major city. This is what I came for.
Atlanta is definitely the hub. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the creators that have made it that way, but you can move here and not know anybody, and it's just like whatever you're passionate about, you tap in, and people are just like, hey, I have this opportunity, or I'm getting ready to launch this, and it just happens. Like any other city. I've lived in Miami, I've lived in LA. It's just something different about Atlanta. It's just totally different.
And I love it. It wouldn't, and it was never like fixated for me to come here. It was
really?
My story coming to Atlanta, it was like a 1 month process.
Well, so you just was like, I'm Atlanta, and I'm just moving. Like you didn't give any thought.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
I had a job that I just started.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't working. And I really was like at an age and stage where like, all right, I'm gonna just try this, do this, and I did it. I hated it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna apply to this job. And I got
it lined up
really fast.
Wow.
Within 3 weeks, I had a decision if I wanted to move down here.
That is so interesting.
Like, I'll do it.
That is so interesting. My friend who's been here for about 7 or 8 years, she came on a trip. It was a pool party. It was nice, and she was like, "All right, I'm moving here." I'm like, and she's working in business. She's doing great, and I'm like, wow. So it's one of those things where you already know what the city brings, and you just come and you just add to it. So,
and then, to even add on that, I just got a phone call from my sister yesterday. Okay. She's gonna move down here.
Wow.
The next month or so. So like, even feeling that, I'm so happy for her. Like, she got kids, my nephews, like her husband's coming down here. So just feeling that and making it out of Cleveland, then a year plus later, your family's moving out here. Part of your family, your support system. So like, it almost kind of feel like a pioneer for the changing the dynamics and just spreading us out. So, just that one move, taking a risk, has shown me so many things, and everything's working out pretty good. So, I have to keep that faith and remember that. Yeah. That's what's carrying me right now.
Great. So, going back to that, you mentioned something that Atlanta has to offer. Family events. It's family oriented here. What are some of the things that you would like to do here with your family?
It's a lot of museums. It is a lot of like just sightseeing. It's a lot of historical things. Like even when I met you in the underground, just being in places like that. Obviously, I'm down here practicing by myself, but like when I'm just walking and seeing people together, going in the city, I can almost feel like my ancestral spirits is living like, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So there's so many museums. There's actually like a African American museum that I want to go to. I think it's called the Amex Museum or Apex Museum. So it's just stuff that I want to do, and that's like what I've been brought up on. So I've been to the Cam Kirk studios where people, were rappers and artists. Yeah. So just like doing those things and like kind of connecting what I've derived from, like the arts, the music, just fashion, all of these things. Like I want the people around me and my family to experience that. So my nephew's coming down here. There's so many fun things to see, and I'm a big artist. Like, I'm a big foodie. I love the food scene. I love just all the things that, like I said, to get into the big Ferris wheel on time, Coca-Cola, all these things. Like I just want to just go. I want to try it all. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that now.
Speaking of the food scene, you brought that up. I'm a foodie as well. I'm into the whole brunch thing. I had to tap in when I came here. It's a thing, and depending on where you go, you have to dress up, and there's like live music. It's really a thing here. Yes, oh my god, and I love it as much as I love to eat. Like, what's your favorite restaurant, or where would you like to go?
Man, that is a great question because like it's so many spots out here. I've had like a lot of like. I'm on the south side, so there's a lot of like good foods and stuff. I'm big on that. Like that's like wings, or that's a whole nother topic. I would challenge Atlanta and their wings with some other places.
Oh really?
But I'm a big pasta guy, so I love traditional food.
Okay.
So there's so many restaurants, and I want to do more restaurants. I do a lot of like black-owned businesses or kind of fast food spots. Like I definitely want to tap in with a couple other ones. I think there's like it's like not a skyline restaurant. I forgot what the name of it, but it's like a really tall building, really like elegant. I want to be able to do that, and just maybe a couple more like good steak houses that I've never been to, so I can get a steak connoisseur. I can be a steak connoisseur, or just try to really get into more elegant things. But I do a lot of things by myself. For certain spots, I'm like, all right, maybe I want to do this with somebody. Yeah, do it just for an outing or something. But
definitely,
I definitely want to get more into.
I definitely have like a little list. I would love to try the broken egg, the toast on Lennox.
I've had toast on Lennox.
You've been before? Yeah. Which location? There's one on Lennox, and then I think Midtown was the newest one they've opened.
Yeah, I went to the one on Lennox.
Okay.
Spots like that really sold me.
So. You know what? 2 years ago, I tried to go. It was a long waiting list. I got turned down. Like,
that's the thing out here. That's where like I'm into the food scene. So that's one of the things that Keith Lee came out here. He was like, Atlanta scene.
Yes.
It really
He kept it real.
Yeah.
He kept it real.
Really more so with like the customer service, just like taking that time, and and even that you can learn a lesson from it. You have you have the notoriety, the name, the reputation, but if you're not really treating people or giving people opportunities, people are gonna be like, I can go here
next door, yeah,
or I can go to this day or whatever. So that's one thing, but it's so many, like you said, it's a hub down here.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, and brunch is an event. And it's an event, like in food. So
I went to the Milk and Honey, and then I learned there's the real Milk and Honey. Yep. So it's like, hey, what's going on with that? But
I've had that too, the real Milk and Honey. So I've done a lot of brunch spots, good food spots. Like I said, there's so many black-owned businesses. I want to be able to do that, and so even I want to start doing food reviews. I want to shout people out.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to give people that shine and light.
Right.
I love eating good too, so it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Are you into any festivals like they have Rolling Loud, Summer Jam? Are you into?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. I went to the first Rolling Loud in California back in 2018.
Okay.
So, like I see all the artists. I love going to like you said, Carnival.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones. I think I want to go to the Essence Fest this year. I've never been to New Orleans. I heard it's amazing. So I think that's going to be on my list this year. And I love seeing concerts. I went to the Travis Scott concert down here.
Nice. Okay.
I went to a couple events. So I love those experiences. I love traveling and seeing live music and seeing people come together, festivals. You gotta love it.
Right. I'm so outdoorsy, but I've never gone to like Rolling Loud or anything like that. Yeah. I'm missing out. And again, when I came, everything shut down. So I'm like, I just had my list. So
you'll definitely get the opportunity. I'll tell you, those 2-3 day festivals, you gotta come ready. You gotta come ready. I mean, I've almost lost the shoe.
Really?
Mosh pits. I've been pushed around.
I've been
the whole experience. Literally, Rolling Loud was like it. That was it. That was like the total. Top of the top for that.
Yeah.
And Kid Cudi actually, right before I moved, a month before, he put on his first ever like Cleveland, Man on the Moon,
wow,
for Cleveland, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Don Toliver, Playboy Card. Like it was just amazing. And just seeing that even in my city right before I kind of moved down here was just like, man, this is amazing. These experiences are amazing.
Definitely,
the artists that really put their time and effort into not even just performing, but just putting you on a whole show. I have a high admiration for that. So I love those experiences.
Yeah, I definitely want to tap into that. And another one I really want to check out, being that I've lived in California before. I've never been to Coachella. And I think, if I can remember, it's set up where the tickets, they like distribute the tickets out, but you have to get a ticket. Yeah, so it's like you might get a ticket, you might not. It's like first come, first serve type thing. Yeah. I've been trying.
I definitely want to. I know Travis Scott. He puts on festivals in Houston. I know Tyra Green puts on one I forget what it's called, but there's a lot of them. Now that you kind of spark that up,
yeah,
get it a little bit more intentional with those.
Definitely, yeah.
When I do something big or experience those, I love it, and it's like a lasting memory too. So my first trip to California was Rolling Loud.
Nice. Oh, and it was your birthday. Yeah,
my 21st birthday.
Definitely.
All these things give me very monumental, very sentimental.
Yeah.
Every time I do that, I just have a great time, and it's like a long lasting effect on me. So, I'm gonna try to target that this year.
Yeah, get a bucket list going. Like life is so short, and I like how you live in the moment. It wasn't just the trip to California; it was like your birthday. So it was like definitely something fun.
Yeah.
So, how has the entertainment industry made an impact in your life?
Sure. I think that when you see me, or especially in this mode now, that's it's almost, for me, it's so deep to me that it's almost like an obsession of that's what I feel like. I ain't gonna say my calling is, but just me aligning with that. I feel like all these things that make you, and like I said, what you derive from is it's a part of me now. So it's almost my due diligence to pay it forward or pay it back any way I can. So right now it's modeling. I want to do more. Like I said, I know a lot of people doing music and just fashion, creating things. Even this is a form of art, so entertainment too. So I just, I've been inspired and motivated by so many people. It's literally just it's who I am. It's a part of me. So the entertainment business, I feel like I can connect with that and be into Atlanta.
Yeah.
I went to Revolt World, and that was a couple months ago. His event. Obviously, he's going through certain things right now.
Yeah.
Being on a part of that, and it was on Tyler Perry's studio. So me walking on the land and just taking it all like big buildings. Like, man, I'm here for a reason. Like,
right.
and this connects with me. It's almost like a soul tie. So I'm fighting hard and just finding different ways to just stay relevant and make my name even bigger and better.
Definitely. So you mentioned in the blog feature, the Q&A, you envision yourself in some sort of art form, and then also you're ready to make your mark. What does that look like for you?
For me, it's really it's like when people, it's not a contest, it's not a comparison, but when as I begin to elevate and just my short time being here, I want to have a lasting memory. I want when people think about their brands, what I can embody, a certain type of look, or fashion, whatever it is. I want people to be like, man, that's that guy. Speaking in front of that camera, I've done promo videos. Like, I just want to be that guy, like, just like a Swiss Army knife. I want to be like well versatile. I want people to put me in whatever on a fashion tip and just like, hey man, do your thing or bring this vision to life. And I want people to trust me into that because, like I said, I ultimately am the canvas. My God-given abilities and gifts and what I've been instilled with my parents and family and things like that is like, man, I want to share this gift with the world. And right now, I do feel like it's my time. There's other people's time, but I'm saying that for myself too. So I just want to be the poster child for modeling and just music or just whatever it is. Music videos, I've done it. Obviously, I want to get it with an agency or somebody that can elevate me, but that comes with time too. So, there needs to be an organic relationship, a lot of trust, and just something a good respect level. So for me, like I said, just being the top person and being consistent. Like I said, being available, being dependable, and your character and mindset is what's going to carry you. I met so many good people, and people have done back and like, hey, I want to use you for this. Mm-hmm. Really, just on the strength of just, man, that was a good guy. He was there and he did his job and he loved it. He had a passion for it. So I think that is, I want to keep rising with that.
Well, that was very well said. And, networking is definitely key. So with that, with you getting ready to make your mark, what are some of your goals that you have for yourself? You mentioned an agency, so to get signed.
Yeah, okay. That is a huge goal of mine. I want to do more photo shoots. Like I said, if I can, I did New York Fashion Week was a big goal for mine too, and that happened really fast too. So I want to do more, like, collab more with people. Eventually, like a goal of mine is like do a campaign for high profile, high fashion brand, Balenciaga, Calvin Klein, whatever it is, Polo, whatever it is. Like, I just want to be able to do those, start networking. So for me, I've done, in my year and a half, like a little over 20 shows. So for a while, I want to keep doing my shows, but also kind of separate myself and show, like, I can do interviews, podcasts. I can, like I said, just expand them more. So those are like my goals. It's not really so much like, I gotta hit this number, but I want to check these things off. What we're doing right now was a huge goal. So I wanted to take the time to give you a flower.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
This is something I can check off my list, and hopefully the viewers and these people can learn something and maybe be inspired or motivated, and like even that is like, all right, on to the next thing, and let's elevate it too. So you're inspiring me as well.
That's great. And just being able to tap in, like you said, doing more, being multifaceted. Mm-hmm. And I think that really adds to you and really showcases a different side of you other than just modeling. Definitely. All right, so we're going to play our first game. And so this is called Date or Pass.
Okay.
All right. So the rules of the game: when I name the celebrity, you're going to say date or pass. Mm-hmm. If you decide to date, you're going to have to think of something creative, like where would you go on that date?
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Okay. And I'm very selective too.
Oh.
Sure that I'm not passing anybody.
Okay. All right. So the first person is Zoe Saldana. You familiar with who she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say date.
Date. Okay. Oh, yeah.
I think she's a beautiful woman. For what I've seen, she's like a very good vibe, kind of
girl next door.
Yeah. So something I would want to do with her. Maybe like a hike or something, like a very good like hike, maybe in California.
Okay.
Like, I see a lot of like reels and like these 8 beautiful places that you need to go before you die or something like that. Like, I would want to take a trip there, like the Yosemite or something like that. So I think that would be something cool that I would want to do for her.
She definitely embodied Colombiana. I love that movie.
Yeah.
She was great, Girl Next Door in Drumline alongside of Nick Cannon. And when I saw that, I was just like, I just watch it on repeat. Like I just love her. So she's just all around. She got it.
She's definitely one of those ones. So I would do something like that, and then probably like I got to get more well versed on my food too. So, like I'm gonna like probably get something different, like something different that I wouldn't get, but like she definitely seems one of those like open types, and not like just fast. Fixated on one thing, like, hey, we can do this, or like just an effort. She gives me those type of vibes.
Okay, nice. All right, Jessica Alba. She played in Honey. That movie.
Yeah, and Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Man, she. I'm gonna say pass.
Really? Wow. Are you serious? Why?
I'm gonna say pass. I don't know. Like I think when I seen her in Fantastic Four and just a couple other movies, I'm like, she is a very pretty girl, but I don't know. Like, maybe I don't know. It's just something that doesn't resonate.
Okay, so not a connection. Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay. Hey, to each his own. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Zendaya.
Wow. See. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I had a crush on her when I was younger, bro.
Okay. Head? Oh.
You know what? I'll say date.
Okay. I was about to say, come on. All American, head to toe, just beautiful.
I would say date, and she's with the amazing Spider-Man. She's with the amazing Ronald. So I think
I like how you said that.
Yeah, I can take her to New York and probably turn her up a little bit more. So
okay.
Like on a little shopping spree, probably.
Nice.
It gives me kind of like, obviously she's an actress.
Right.
Model vibes, and it's crazy. I've never even seen Victoria. I'm
really? You gotta tap in.
Yeah. I would show her a good time. Probably get her a couple pieces, take her to a museum or something like that, and get a good slice of pizza. Maybe I'll fly to Cleveland with some pizza.
Okay.
That was another thing. Cleveland has very underrated food too.
Really?
So, yeah, I would show her some pieces.
Wow, I've never been, but I can also see you all front row at a fashion show. I can definitely see that. Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah, I would think that would be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we gotta make some work. We put something together.
Okay. All right, and last but not least, Doja Cat.
Ooh. Man, I love her creativity. Just, obviously she's out the box. But, she's unapologetically herself. And right. Thing, but I would probably just pass.
Pass though.
I would pass on Doja Cat, but she. I like I said, I respect her, and I would actually want to like collab with her. Like,
okay.
If she needed an extra for music video or whatever work, I would love to meet her actually. And,
nice.
Chop it up with her, but I think like I said, I am very selective.
I can tell. Well, at least you would give her the benefit of the doubt, a collab, at least a collab for the creativity.
And all four of those ladies who listed are amazing, talented women and have like paid their dues. And, they all deserve, somebody great too. So I hope they're getting that too on the flip side.
Wow. Ooh, okay, that last one. All right. So, which celebrity would you rather spend time with for a day? Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, or Sweetie?
Ooh.
So this would be beyond a day. It would just be a day. You'll be with them for the day.
Man, it would have to be Bad Girl Reed. Rihanna.
I was about to say, out of all the ones.
Yeah, Rihanna was everything for me. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but she was like my crush, my wife for the long time. It wasn't until we recently had kids, got married away, so hats off to him. But it would definitely be her, and just obviously outside of her beauty and just her being a great artist, like just I've always been attracted to just her mindset. She obviously people from these other different countries have different mindsets of how they perceive things. So just like I would love to just talk to her and listen to her and just navigate. We were stranded or just somewhere. Just I want to just chop it up and soak in as much as I can. And she gives like an angelic type, like motherly, caring, accommodating like vibe, and I just want to meet that. I want to be around that. Like,
it would definitely be a fun-filled day. She's multifaceted. Music. We could talk about fashion for days. Yes. Like she's the face of so many brands and has so many brands that she's collaborated with. So it wouldn't be a dull moment. Yeah. And then can end the day just with food at a nice restaurant.
And I would definitely try to be on her ad, but like I would want to be a Fenty model.
Yeah.
I would be like, hey, look, I know obviously your relationship, but you need to work this out with me. I give you good service and vice versa.
I could see her throwing it in like on the spot. She would say definitely because you have the look. So
maybe when people see it, maybe they can tag her and we can make something work.
Let's make that happen. You never know. And she does answer like DMs and tags. So hey, let's speak that into existence. Let's manifest that.
Well, hopefully she open up this. I've seen her other words before, but maybe she'll.
Definitely. Okay. What has your experience been like when you booked your first modeling job back in your hometown?
Shoot, obviously, like I said, I reached out to my cousin who, her name is Jamila Haynes. She's a very talented model, had her foot well in the door with that. So I really just reached out at a certain point, like, hey, is there any show that you can kind of push me or advise me to go to, just some pointers. And we did a show, and they're called Indie Fashion. So they go from city to city, travel around different cities and put on a great show for people. So I auditioned for them. I got picked up, I believe, 2 or 3 different designers wanted me to walk for them. One of the designers there, actually, I knew him prior, so seeing him there was almost like everything was a full circle moment.
Wow.
His name was Mr. Official. He works. It's a city called Strongsville. He works at Strongsville Mall. He actually just he goes viral for doing like wax figures. So he just did the Takeoff Wax Museum or wax figure. He did Nipsey Hustle. So just being around that, and then like I was a little nervous, but I also was confident because I felt like I was walking in my purpose. And I remember that day, they was like, it's one of the ones that like, we'll let you know before you leave if you made it. So I just remember just getting that and just like, all right, here's rehearsals and practices. And it just went from there. And just like you said, networking and connecting.
Right.
That went such a long way. So after I did that, I just felt like it was amazing. And Indie Fashion put on a great show. The show was where the Cavs played downtown. So it was like a great like arena. The big arena, so it was amazing. Rocket Mortgage Stadium, and then they threw us an after party. So just seeing what goes behind that was amazing. It just made me feel good. They put on an after party for us. Got a little section in the club. So I'm like, man, this is
nice.
Dope. This is dope. Shout out to Indie Fashion too, because I walked for them last year when I came to Atlanta, and it was a full circle moment with that too. Like, so that got the ball rolling for sure.
So would you say there's definitely a different feel modeling back in your hometown versus the hub here in Atlanta?
Yes.
How different would you say it is?
It's a substantial difference, but I tell people all the time, even just the differences between Atlanta and Cleveland. Obviously, there's so many things to compare it to, but really, it's just you have more opportunities. So it's like the shows that we get in Cleveland, it'll be in Atlanta times 10. That doesn't make them better. It doesn't make them worse. It's just more opportunity.
Okay.
I'm in different model groups. I'm working, and my phone is in my locker all day when I work. So I get off work, and I'm in 5 different model chats. They're sending 10, 15 different opportunities a day. So it's like, you can choose. It's overwhelming now. So, but like back in Cleveland, you kind of got to take what they can give. So, but, and people, the connections out here, they might have a little bit more finance or things to, that they can provide. But I have did some great shows back in Cleveland, and I want to be able to walk for them whenever I can maybe go back on a weekend trip or something like that. Just, pay my dues and just get back to that, because that's what kind of put me on. And I did this one amazing show by Fashion Talks in Cleveland, and that kind of like turned me up too. Like just everything that went behind it, the pictures were amazing. So I wouldn't be here without that as well. And meeting so many great models back in Cleveland. There's so many talented people, and they support me now, or and they've been doing it so long, and then for them to kind of support me, I'm like, man, this is amazing. This is what I needed. So shout out to Cleveland again. Shout out to Cleveland.
Yeah, you got to pay homage to your hometown.
Yeah.
Can you see yourself modeling beyond Atlanta, like in New York or LA?
Yes, I definitely can. LA has always had my heart. I've always wanted to like live there. Like that was something that I think that eventually I can move there in due time. But right now, I love Atlanta, and then New York. I did New York Fashion Week. That was an experience in itself. New York is
the fashion capital. Yeah.
New York is so like overwhelming to me, but I would just have to take more trips out there and stuff like that. But the time I had and what I seen, I got everything that I needed from that. So it's such a fast-paced city, but I could definitely see me walking there, and like that is one of the goals. Like I said, again, with an agency, a reputable, like, just no janky stuff. I want to be represented very well, and I want things to kind of match what I'm looking for as well. So I could definitely see me traveling. I can see me doing this just for my career. So, and that is what's gonna happen. So it's just a matter of time to put myself in those positions and keep working. So
That's definitely the perk of modeling. Once you get to where you want to be, you embody like where you are in like one city, and then you can travel beyond. You can be represented in New York, LA, and then international. So that's what I love about the fashion industry. Definitely,
yeah,
yeah.
me too. And you can't really put an age or a limit on that too. Like some people, I started a couple years ago, and at times I was like, man, I didn't start too late. Like, why didn't I even start this? But like, it's nothing like that. So it's even just kind of being in this realm now, I'm learning a lot, and it's things that I'm applying just to my real life too from modeling. So it's amazing. We could talk about this for hours.
Tell me about what you love doing the most in the entertainment industry.
Really, like I love, like obviously I love modeling, like so I love like bringing people's vision to life. I love when I'm putting on their outfit. I'm always asking, so what does your brand mean to you, or how did you get started, or what type of look, or what do you want me to embody? I love like kind of putting their vision into me and them trusting me. So that's probably one of my favorite things. And when I'm on the runway, like just seeing, I'm kind of locked in, but just you might hear people and like giving you your flowers and stuff like that, or when you come back in the back and your designer is proud. So I love that. But I've done a couple of promo videos. I did this amazing shoot back in like August, and it was a promo for Rebellion Harvest. It was like a sunflower seed company, but like
Okay.
putting putting something together like that and just seeing what goes behind that, I was so like intrigued. And I fell in love with that too. So it wasn't even supposed to work out like that, but I ended up being like the bad boy for the day. So like, in the school, so like we did a promo video and that was amazing. So I could see me definitely like being like a brand ambassador and just having something with a platform and just having some type of like leadership position in what I'm doing. So maybe one day build my own fashion show or helping
Nice.
people bring their vision to life. Is ultimately, like I said, what I love doing.
So with the different types of modeling, we have runway, fitness, print, lifestyle. What would you say is your favorite?
I would say for me probably I love a good runway, but I love high fashion a lot. I've only did a
Okay.
couple of those, but like just I love just the different take of that. Um, I do a lot of streetwear. So like I said, where I met you at Atlanta Streetwear Market, that was right up my alley. So that was perfect. So I would say those are my top two favorite like runway themes, and that's what I can probably do the best right now.
Okay, great. Um, all right, so we're going to play our second game. It's called The Island. All right, so if you were stuck on an island with a friend and you knew you would be rescued the next day, what items would you bring with you to take your mind off of being stuck? What would that look like for you? And this doesn't limit electronics. So if you had your electronics and everything, what would you do? How would you distract yourself from having to stay overnight?
That's a great question. I would bring a lot of.
Ronald further discussed how he is inspired by Kanye West and how open Kanye West is about his spirituality. Ronald was able to identify how spirituality plays a major role in his day to day life. Ronald mentioned in his free time he enjoys working out, shopping, and exploring Atlanta. He talks about his fashion style, his love for high fashion and streetwear. He talks about what's next for him, which is his goal to sign with a modeling agency in Atlanta and beyond, and also traveling and collaborating with others here in Atlanta. Ronald can be found on his social media platforms as he continues to embark on his career in the modeling industry and beyond. Thank you so much for tuning in to Next Media Source TV, Episode 4, your source for entertainment.